ABC News. This is ABC World News with Diane Sawyer.
Good evening to you. We begin with 8 young men, some of them still teenagers, who summoned the courage to step forward in public and testify against the man they called their abuser, former coach Jerry Sandusky. In the courtroom today, they told of calling for help, but no one heard. The prosecution is winding down as one accuser raised his arm and pointed directly at Sandusky. Here's ABC senior national correspondent Jim Avila.
Just 4 days of testimony in the Jerry Sandusky trial, but the prosecution's parade of 8 alleged victims, if true, bravely telling their stories through pain and embarrassment, exposed a seemingly consistent pattern of heartbreaking abuse that had the jury crying as Sandusky barely blinked an eye.
The prosecution's case, in my view, was overwhelming and devastating.
Today, a final disturbing revelation. Sandusky, prosecutors say, could have been stopped more than a decade ago. This 25-year-old man, who during his alleged encounter with the former football coach, remembers his mentor calling himself the tickle monster. It was deep inside the Penn State showers, the boy 13 then. Sandusky, he says, bear-hugging him, saying, "I'm going to squeeze your guts out." The boy tells his mom immediately, and police set up a sting. Sandusky and mom in one room, police listening in another. The officer tells the jury today he heard Sandusky say, "I wish I could ask for forgiveness. I know I won't get it from you. I wish I were dead." Police consider it a confession and tell the district attorney charges warranted, but nothing is filed, and according to prosecutors, 6 more boys are abused before Sandusky is finally arrested in 2011.
An opportunity that wasn't missed just by one person, it was missed by multiple people. And it's saddening, and it adds to the pain that this young man suffers.
The prosecution all but resting its case. Today's final witness telling the jury he was attacked in Sandusky's basement and screamed. When asked to point out his attacker, he looked away, but still pointed at Sandusky. When told he could look at him, the 18-year-old said, "I don't want to." Sandusky's defense begins Monday. Jim Avila, ABC News, Washington.
And time now to bring in ABC's legal analyst, Dan Abrams. So, Dan, clearly took a lot of courage for these 8 young men. Did they lock up the case?
You know, I think so. The defense has been able to point out inconsistencies as to when did things happen, how often did they happen. But when you've got witness after witness after witness offering these consistent accounts of what happened, how it happened, the grooming process, where things happened, that's what makes this case so incredibly compelling.
What possible defense will Sandusky offer?
Yeah, he's going to say that he was misunderstood, but I don't really see how they present a substantive defense without Sandusky himself taking the stand, and I don't see how they put Sandusky on the stand, considering what we've already heard from him publicly.
In those television interviews. So remind us again how long a conviction could put him in jail.
Well, certainly the totality of the 52 counts up to life. We're talking about 30 felonies, 22 misdemeanors on some of the more serious felonies, up to 20 years on each one. So it is hard to imagine a situation where Jerry Sandusky does not spend the rest of his life in prison if convicted.
And now just about time to move on to the defense. Thanks so much.